All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank you all so much for coming over. Now, look, before I press play on this video, let me just say this, because I know right now or hours ago, it was a couple of videos that are surfacing about a lot of the Epstein victims speaking out. Let me just say this. It just baffles my mind. Like, you have all these people, and I guess we can just say these alleged victims that are speaking out. And then they hit you with a breaking. Congress releases more than 33,000 DOJ Epstein documents. You had Maxwell, who said she don't recall Trump ever doing anything weird or suspicious in front of her. We know what she's in jail for. We know what Epstein was in jail for. It's just crazy to think that you can have all these alleged victims. I'm just saying alleged, but I do believe them, because why the hell are these people in jail? And literally, they have gave us nothing. So they're talking about Congress releases more than 33,000 documents. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. I just want to hear what they have to say. I'm not expecting anything. All right? Anything. They keep talking about documents. People want names. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
We're following breaking news out of Washington. Congressional Republicans, using one of the oversight committees, have now released over 30,000 pages of Epstein-related records, which they say they got from the DOJ. Now, this is a big deal because if you go back to the middle of the summer, Trump and his allies were claiming they wanted this story done and over and not coming back in the fall when Congress reconvenes. On the other hand, we're just sifting through these now. Some of the materials are obviously not new and thus not really effectuating some great new insight. For example, we can see in the early summary of the records, it includes the DOJ Maxwell interview, which, if you watch the news, has been out for some time. With all of this swirling around on Congress's first day back, I want to bring in Maya Wiley, former SDNY civil prosecutor. Andrew Weissman, Legal Eagle, is still here. Maya, something is happening, but that something may be nothing. When you look at this,
GG's. That's what everybody say. That's what all the youngsters say, man. They say GG's. GG's is like, yeah, it's a wrap. It's over. Never mind. Forget about it. We tried. We failed. That's GG's is short for good game. Like, good game, man. Like, it's over with. This man just said that something may be nothing. You think about 33,000 documents, man. How much, what is the word? Redacted? Like, they had so much time to go through this stuff and remove all the potential names and all the stuff that really could get people in trouble. Oh, man.
Some of the items, of course, as mentioned, are not new. And thus it raises the question whether the Oversight Committee is trying to do a thing or just look like it's doing a thing. On the other hand, Trump would rather that none of this was being talked about. He's asked for that. So how do you view this sort of pseudo-transparency?
Well, first of all, what took him so long? Second of all, remember that the news that we had already seen today was that there was a very strong possibility that Congress would push to get these released anyway, and that there were already some key Republicans, including ones that support Donald Trump, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying she'd sign on, she'd agree that they need to move this out of committee and really get action on the Jeffrey Epstein's files. And that's because the base itself, as we've talked about before, Ari, wants to see them. It was something that was a commitment.
And just to slow you down, I'll let you continue. You're sort of reminding everyone, and some people are coming back from summer holidays and better topics than this. You're reminding everyone that the pressure was coming up through Congress because of this discharge petition, that basically that Mike Johnson was losing control of this decision either way.
That's correct. And discharge petitions, this sounds very formal, but all it really means is when leadership isn't moving, when something's not moving through committee, it's been sitting around for a long time, it is possible for the members of Congress to simply say, look, there are enough of us that want it out there that we're just going to skip the line here and push it and have it done. And that's why I'm saying we had people like Marjorie, we had a Republican representative.
They keep saying they want it out there. What is the it? Because the it ain't been here. Like, come on, man. We all know what's happening. If you guys are new to this channel, I just say all the time, my disclaimer, I hate that this is political. I hate that it's political. But at the same time, I believe, because politics are so corrupt, and when I say corrupt, I'm talking about on both sides. Left, right, Republican, Democrat, on both sides, there's so much corruption. And they're trying to cover this up because both parties could be affected by this. I feel like this is something right here, especially when it comes to the kids and stuff like that. This is something that will unite people. And they do not want us to be united. Keeping us divided is what the end game is for them. It's simple to see. As you get older and wiser, you realize these things, that these people do not have our best interests at heart. But some people are so gullible to think that they do. That's why I just say I cannot stand politics, man. But this right here, you telling me 33,000 documents ain't been like, people are just like, they probably got a whole team going through this stuff and say, yep, this is what we found. Nothing.
Massey from Kentucky saying, I want to see him out, and Marjorie Taylor Greene signing on. They only needed 3 more Republican votes for the discharge, and that's important to note because the way I see this is their hands were forced.
Andrew?
I don't do math in public, but this is the way that I look at this. You mentioned that they released today roughly 30,000 documents, but the government has said to a federal judge that they have 300 gigabytes of documents pursuant to the investigation they did into Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. This is a pimple on an elephant. I mean, this is a grain of sand on the beach, whatever metaphor you want to use. I mean, talk about death by 1,000 cuts. I mean, this is such a event in terms of, if you actually want to have transparency, where are the 300 gigabytes of documents? You can redact names of victims and certain personal identifying information, but this is not transparency.
Thank you.
Maya, why are we still talking about this today? Johnson famously adjourned Congress early to just try to get some time and space away from this, and now it's the first thing roaring back. And I'm going to play in a moment. Everyone's expecting this press conference tomorrow, where we're going to hear from more of the Epstein victims. But so why are we back to this?
Well, first of all, I think Andrew said it well. This is not just about what is true transparency, and the fact that it hasn't gone away because Donald Trump himself and his own leaders made this a major issue for their base. Their base isn't going away, and I think you at least showed an image of Haley Jackson's interview with survivors who are coming forward, are very angry.
Yeah.
It's very clear that the American public is saying, why are you hiding it? The why question is a big one, and it's not going to go away because
We know why. We know why. We know why. I told y'all there is to the point now where I said they don't think we're stupid. They just know we can't do anything about it. That's what's going on right now. I think both sides are in cahoots about it. You know, and I'm talking about at the top, man. People you will never see in your life, ever. You don't even know exists, are pulling them strings.
As a community of folks across the political spectrum are making clear, it's like this is just too big. There are too many victims. There's too much that has been said in public about what exists, and it isn't going to go away. That's been clear for a long time, and certainly that's why we see this, the committee releasing what it's released. At the end of the day, it's about what the Department of Justice is going to release and what Donald Trump is going to allow, which is why the fight's going to continue.
Yeah, man. You know, that whole pimple on the elephant was one of the greatest references I've ever heard in my life, because they can literally just keep doing what they're doing is trying to buy time until we kind of just give up and forget about it. That's why you see comments saying, don't stop talking about this. Don't stop talking about this. Like, for instance, this video I'm watching was posted 17 hours ago, and it has 276,814 views. When I post this video, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep talking about it and keep trying to cover it when the news breaks. I said every time something come out, I'm gonna try my best to cover it. But it's like these videos do not get pushed out like that. They don't. But I just feel like right now this stuff is so important because it has a huge chance of us uniting and coming together. I want peace, man. I want people together in the world, but man, it's so much stuff going on right now. It's so much, like, it's so much. Someone said, release all the files unedited. The corrupt individuals on both sides need to be held accountable. That needs to be pinned. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna watch you know, the victims talking on my own, because I'm pretty sure they may say a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to edit out in the video. Just probably ain't gonna make sense. But again, it goes back to them, you know, all the stuff that they had to go through and endure and all these things, man. And you just got all these people just living life as nothing happened. Like, think about all the people that could possibly be involved when these news stories break and they just like laughing at the TV, like, you know. But like I said, it's people you will never see. It's the ones up there pulling them strings, man. All right. Like, share, comment below, man. Peace out.